the Nuggets in the city of brotherly love. In this episode, we're going to dive into Nuggets versus Sixers. What happened? Let's find out. You're watching CS 105.1, where I talk about sports with good vibes. Let's get it. How's it going, everyone, and welcome. I'm CS Chandler, here for another take of Nuggets basketball. As I said before in my last podcast episode, that tonight I would be away on a trip, so I'm kind of in the means of my own sources here. So we're gonna do this to the guerrilla style wise, but very intense game tonight against the Sixers. More intense than it really needed to be, especially with a team that is so beaten up. I mean, when you think of beaten up teams, you think of the Orlando Magic, you think of the Mavs, and you think of slightly maybe the Pelicans and maybe the Suns, though the Suns are now kind of starting to try to battle back. But I mean, this was a team, or is a team, that right now doesn't have Caleb Martin, it doesn't have Paul George, it doesn't have Embiid. I mean, several key players. They did have Tyrese Maxey tonight, who went off for a plus 40 game, and it really made, I feel like, all of Nuggets Nation sweat profusely. I know I was. My armpits were super damp. So the Nuggets took on the Sixers. Murray had a new hairdo. It was kind of like an ode to Dr. J, you know. I kind of dug it, and I didn't, to be honest, I didn't realize he had that much hair. Like, I know he always has usually that mohawk, but I didn't realize he had a good, like, fro, like, kind of do, and he was rocking it. And it kind of, I don't know if maybe he gathered some kind of power from it, because he had a night. He was the best scoring Nugget tonight. So the lineup, same as last game against the Knicks. This one was Jokić, MPJ, Brody, Murray, and then AG, with CB coming off the bench. And the Nuggets were coming into this with a 3-game losing streak. The Sixers were going into this with, I think, like a 4-game winning streak. And the Nuggets were wearing their fast break blues, the Sixers in their reds, and the Nuggets got a win. Let's freaking go. Go Nuggets. Got that sweep, that sweet sweep over the Sixers. Like, if you know me, I cannot stand Philadelphia. They are the worst fans ever in sports, period. I hate the Celtics, but the Celtics fans can sometimes be respectful. Philly fans are constantly disrespectful, to the fact where they throw things at the opposing team fans. I cannot stand that. It is the worst sportsmanship I have ever seen of any fan base. So I'm so happy when anytime Philadelphia loses. But the final score was 137 to 134. And if you're thinking what I you're thinking that's way too close, and you are right. That is way too close for a team that is so beaten up and yet managed to almost get a win over us. So what happened? Let's break down this game, right? So first quarter, the Nuggets take control of the tip in the opening, with Jamal quickly getting to the rim for first points of the game. Denver then jumps out on an early 5-point lead, highlighted by a smooth alley-oop from Brody to Murray. Normally you don't see Murray on the other end of an alley-oop. He's usually the one giving the alley-oop. And it was awesome to see him be the one to dunk it down on the alley-oop. A strong assist from Jokić to AG leads to a powerful dunk, extending the Nuggets lead to 6 and forcing the Sixers to call the first timeout of the game. However, a series of sloppy plays and turnovers allow Philadelphia to claw back. This was one thing that continued to persist throughout the entire game. It was very annoying on the Nuggets side. Like, all, props to Sixers for hanging in there and continuing to battle back. But man, the Nuggets defense was horrendous tonight. So they claw back and they take a 1-point lead. Both teams trade threes before Murray heads to the line and sinks 2, and then puts Denver up by 3. There were several times actually in this game where they continued to it was like a 3-point contest. And it kind of brings you to kind of think, what are we doing in the NBA? What's going on here? When you have constant 3 points just sinking in, it was really kind of annoying. Like, I want to see guys drive to the rim, go for, tough shots. But when you have constant just like 3, 3, 3, brick 3, brick 3, 3, 3, it's like, what the heck is going on? It gets kind of boring. They need to do something about this 3-point shot, just because everyone's now kind of tapped into that, and they know that if they continue to be consistent with the 3 points, they're going to win. And that works a lot for a lot of other teams. So, so they get a 1-point lead. Both teams trade threes, and then Murray gets the lead to 3 with free throws. The Sixers respond with a deep 3 to tie the game. Once again, 3, and also not contested. A very uncontested 3. So then that puts the game at a tie, but with just 6 seconds left, Julian Strawther drills a jumper at the buzzer to give the Nuggets a 2-point lead and taking the first quarter 38-36. Second quarter, the Nuggets opted for a smaller lineup, starting with AG instead of DeAndre Jordan. As you know, DeAndre Jordan has usually been kind of the backup 5 right now, and he's doing a really well job. And I think he should have played again tonight because, again, love AG. Love what he's doing. But you need someone else other than AG on the court that shows that aggression. And DJ is the guy who shows that aggression. And right now, to not play him at all, you are seeing the Nuggets defense overall go down because you don't have that second level of aggression. Usually with the aggressive defense, it's AG, DJ, and sometimes CB when he taps into it, and then sometimes PWAT when he taps into it. I won't say Strawther is part of that because he continues to foul when he does defense rather than actually gets rewarded on the other end. But a good aggressive player is DJ. Yet they went without him in this game at all. He didn't play at all. So the Sixers opened up with a missed shot, and on the other end, Jamal draws a foul, goes to the line, sinks both. Christian Brown knocks down a 3, but the Sixers quickly answered with one of their own, and Murray powers through for a tough layup, making Denver the first to 50. Remember I said last episode, usually if whoever wins the first quarter, it's going to trend well in their favor to win the game. Whoever wins the second quarter is going to trend well to win the game, and whoever gets the first to 50 and whoever's the first to 100. So we won the first quarter, we were the first to 50, and then CB stays hot, hitting a deep 2 to bring his total points at 13 points within 10 minutes. Awesome game from CB, and to be honest, I think now he needs to start more, and I'm going to get into why. But however, sloppy plays once again let Sixers back into the game, and Kelly Oubre converts an and one to give the Sixers the lead once again. And then the Nuggets catch a little break and manage to regain a 2-point advantage before the quarter winds down. Murray heads to the line for another 2 free throws to close the half as Denver wins the second quarter 35-33 and takes a 73-69 lead into the break. So now we've won the first quarter, we won the second quarter, we were the first to 50, right? Third quarter, the Sixers open the third quarter with Tyrese Maxey at the line, converts 1 of 2. AG answers on the other end with a smooth step-back jumper for the Nuggets' first points of the half. Maxey stays aggressive though, knocks down a 3, but Denver responds strong to push their lead to 8. However, a costly fifth turnover from Brody leads to an easy Sixers layup, sparking a run that cuts the lead to just 1 and forces Malone to take a timeout. So Brody had a horrible game. Let's just be honest. Let's put that out there right now. Let's get rid of that elephant, or address the elephant in the room. Brody had a horrible game. And he had, at this point in the third quarter, he had 5 turnovers. He actually will go on to do 6 turnovers. Jokić also had a lot of uncharacteristic turnovers. Turnovers were a horrible aspect in this game. And luckily, the Sixers didn't complete points off of those turnovers all the time, but they did enough to be able to stay in the game. And that's an issue that's going to continue to plague the Nuggets until they fix it. And so then shortly after that, Murray is called for a charging foul. Luckily, Malone finally challenges something that's challengeable, and he wins the challenge, but the Nuggets didn't get the ball. Sixers still got the ball. Maxey then drills a 3 to keep it at a 1-point game. Murray fights through a tough layup, putting Nuggets back up by 3. Jokić finds Julian Strawther for a bucket, making the Nuggets the first to 100. Moments later, Brody dishes it to Strawther for a 3, extending the lead to 6. But the Sixers quickly responded with a 3 of their own, keeping the game tight. Despite Denver's effort, Sixers edged them out of the quarter, winning 31-30, just by 1 point. So, we won the first quarter, won the second quarter. We were the first to 50. We were the first to 100. But we lost the third quarter. Luckily, only by 1, so it's still a very close game here. Fourth quarter, the Nuggets open with the fourth with Brody finding Paywat for an easy layup, but the Sixers responded with a 5-0 run to tie the game. Sixers then briefly take the lead, but Julian Strawther answers with the clutch 3 to put Denver back up by 1. Moments later, CB then comes up with a big steal and dishes it to Paywat for a powerful dunk, pushing the Nuggets lead to 3, forcing the Sixers to call timeout. Out of that break, the Sixers went on another 5-0 run to reclaim the lead. Jokić missed a 3, and Maxey capitalizes with a layup, followed by 2 free throws, giving the Sixers a 3-point cushion. And then Jokić then actually, I feel like he got a little bit annoyed at that. And so he comes back and redeems himself by drilling a 3 of his own to tie the game. Sixers immediately respond with a 3 back to keep the pressure on. And then CB attacks the rim for a layup to cut it down to 1. So the Sixers are up by 1 at this point. Soon after, Jokić drills in a clutch with a bucket and a foul, putting the Nuggets up by 2. And then luckily Nuggets hold the ground in the final moments as the fourth quarter ends in a tie. So we tied the fourth quarter, and we secured the victory 137-134. Let's go Nuggets. We're going to get into the stats right after this, and then followed by that with the big takeaways. But let's get into stats after this. As a cinematographer, photographer, and now a podcaster, I do believe lighting is everything. And if you're serious about creating dynamic content, you need to check out Nanlite. They're all about precision and control. Whether it's soft, natural lighting, or vibrant colors, Nanlite gives you full flexibility to set the mood for any scene. From compact LEDs to powerful softboxes, Nanlite has light solutions that fit every setup. It's ideal for photographers, like myself, videographers, like myself, and creators who want to pro-grade quality right out on their fingertips. With Nanlite, you're lighting like a pro every time. And we're back. All right, so stats here. We have MPJ played 29 minutes tonight, 24 points, 6 rebounds, 1 block, 10 for 14 from field goals, 2 for 3 from three-pointers, 2 for 2 from free throws, 0 turnovers, 3 personal fouls was a +1. MPJ still has some defending issues, and he's still kind of looking sluggish, but he had a much better game tonight than he did before. I mean, 24 points right there is already kind of a redeeming quality, or however you want to call it. 24 points to his normal right. Lately, he's been shooting, struggling to even get double digits. So 24 points is fantastic for him. Aaron Gordon played 31 minutes, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 for 6 in field goals, 1 for 1 in 3-pointers, 2 for 2 in free throws, 2 turnovers, 2 personal fouls, was a plus 14. I know Aaron Gordon will say that he is 100% and he's good. He does not look 100%. There is still a little bit of sluggishness to him. He's not as sluggish, and he's holding back on charging towards the rim and what he normally does. And maybe it's to prevent it from flaring up again, but that's the calf tightness I'm talking about. But he doesn't look 100%. So Nikola Jokić played 37 minutes tonight, had 28 points, 9 rebounds, 13 assists. So Sombor double, and 2 steals, 11 for 16 from field goals, 2 for 3 from 3-pointers, 4 for 5 in free throws, and then he had 6 turnovers, 3 personal fouls, was a 0. 6 turnovers was crazy. Like, I know he had a great double-double night. He should have had a triple-double, to be honest. 9 rebounds is kind of low for him. He should be getting double-digit rebounds. Let's just, he's created the bar already, so we need to hold him at that bar even when he has decent games. So he got out-rebounded, to be honest. He got out-rebounded, and he got outplayed by Yabusele. Yabusele was killing us tonight. Him and Maxey were so annoying. No one was guarding Yabusele. He could get any shot he wanted to. He was crashing the glass, boxing out. Like, he was playing hard tonight, and he was definitely a struggle for the Nuggets to maintain, and no one had an answer to guard him. They had answers to guard other players at times, but Yabusele was like the Jokić of the Sixers tonight. It was kind of annoying, to be honest. It really was. And so the other thing about Jokić is that even though he had 13 assists, he could have easily have had maybe 15, 20, I would say almost, assists. But he had some horrible passes. A couple that I don't know who they were to, but he just basically threw it right out of bounds. And there was several times where and he was also walking not running throughout the majority of the game. And so I don't know if maybe he's just tired, if he's protesting. There is something there, because there's no way that Jokić himself would naturally walk rather than run and hustle and play hard, because he wasn't playing as hard as he could have been until he turned that on later in the game. But that was an issue for sure. I mean, six turnovers. Like, I saw someone comment that anyone other than Jokić would have already been taken out of the game, and it's true. Jokić but does kind of redeem himself. Even though he had 6 turnovers, he's very good at redeeming himself in other ways. So, I mean, he had 2 steals. He still does a great job at stealing, but 6 turnovers is crazy. Jamal Murray played 39 minutes, 31 points, 6 rebounds, 11 assists. So he also had a double-double. 1 steal, 1 block, 12 for 22 in field goals, 0 for 4 in 3-pointers. So we didn't get a 3 from him, which is unfortunate. Always nice to see Blue Arrow come out, but we didn't tonight. Though he still had an awesome game to have 31 points. So 7 for 7 from free throws, and then 1 turnover, 3 personal fouls was a plus 13. And then we get to Westbrook. Played 25 minutes, 4 points, 0 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, 2 for 3 from field goals, 0 for 1 from 3-pointers. He had 6 turnovers, 2 personal fouls, was a plus 1. This is what I'm talking about. Westbrook did not look like himself tonight. 6 turnovers as well. only 4 points, 0 rebounds. He usually is one of the highest rebounders on our team, and he had 0 rebounds. There is something up with him. I know that he actually went out of the game due to some kind of hamstring issue. Hopefully, it was just for tonight, and he'll be back tomorrow. We'll see, but this is kind of concerning, and it should be concerning to all the rest of the Nuggets fans, because we need Westbrook. He has been a huge life for our energy of the entire game, of the entire team, rather. So then we get to the bench. Christian Braun played 31 minutes tonight, had 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 6 for 10 from field goals, 3 for 5 from three-pointers. He had 3 turnovers, 1 personal foul, was a -8. P-Watt did not get a block tonight, so the no blocking streak is now starting, I guess, because now he's had 2 games with 0 blocks. He just needs to be better. He needs to play harder and needs to control the ball more too. He had a turnover and he had 2 personal fouls. And then Julian Strawther also had 18 points, played 18 minutes. So that's pretty awesome. For 18 points in 18 minutes, it's basically a point a minute. He had 2 rebounds, 1 steal, 6 for 7 from field goals, 4 for 5 from three-pointers. He was heating up behind the arc. And I legitimately think that he was the best response to the threes, because if you're not going to block them, you might as well make one on the other end. And that's what Strawther did for us tonight. He also made both free throws that he went for tonight. He had 0 turnovers, which is also awesome. And then 1 personal foul was a +2. So that's great to see. So overall points, well, actually, first of all, let me just go to the Sixers real quick, because this needs to be addressed. Tyrese Maxey had 42 points. Yabusele had 28 points. Kelly Oubre had 27 points. That is crazy. Like, that just shows you how bad of our defense is right now, that these guys got this high, and luckily they didn't win, because those are winning numbers right there. That's just crazy that they allowed them to score that high. I mean, they stayed with us, 134. Like, that shouldn't be happening. So rebounds, we had 35, they had 27. We had 39 assists, they had 29. We had 7 steals, they had 12, so they had 5 more steals than us. We had 2 blocks, they had 3. We shot 65% from field, they shot 55%. We shot 52% from 3, they shot 52 as well. Though, they made 21 threes out of their 40 attempts. We made 12 out of our 23 attempts. So, again, the Nuggets aren't trying to put up the 3 as much as they should be right now. I know I just talked about there's something needs to be done about the 3-point area, but as long as it's going to continue on this way, the Nuggets need to have more from 3. I know it's not a huge part of their game right now, but it needs to be, really, to be honest, because there's so many others. Like, they made 21 threes they made out of our 12 that we made. Like, that's, if you want the answer to why they stayed up, that's besides defense, is right there. They made that many, and that also comes from defense, right? We had no pressure on them for making the difficult threes. They were just getting easy threes, sometimes uncontested threes, and it's really getting annoying right now. The Nuggets need to have better defense. This is just crazy. So 52% on each. We had 94% from free throws. They shot 81%. And then we had 19 turnovers. Damn, man, 19 to their 11. So they even had less turnovers than us. We had 17 personal fouls. They had 16. This is why. This is 100% why this game was almost lost, and we almost went on a 4-game losing streak. But luckily we didn't. We won, and we're gonna get into big takeaways after this. And we're back. All right, so big takeaways. Even though the Nuggets managed to get a win tonight, this was an ugly win, and you'll always take a win over a loss, but there was still blatant issues that appeared throughout this game. One major issue is the continued lack of defense contesting threes. I've said this every single episode, I feel like now. The lack of contesting threes, a lot of the times just Nuggets just holding back, watching them put up a three, and sometimes it looks out and they miss the three, but too often are other teams getting easy threes. This is an issue. Nuggets have drained Brody as well, and Jokić, where both are now moving slow, and Brody even had, again, he went out with that possible hamstring issue. The rest of the team needs to step up. It can't just be one player. A lot of people are saying, oh, well, Jamal needs to step up. Well, Jamal has stepped up now. And where are we? We are still holding the 4th seed spot. We are still losing games, even though in those games that we're losing, Jamal is still playing really, really well. Why is that? It's because of the rest of the team. Just because Jokić is playing well and Murray are playing well doesn't mean that we're going to go to a title. It needs to be the entire team. So that needs to be P-Watt. That needs to be AG. That needs to be Michael Porter Jr. That needs to be CB. You know, if AG really is 100%, then he needs to be playing like he's 100%. He's not playing like he's 100% right now. He's still looking like he's favoring one leg over the other. It looks like he's holding back rather than pushing forward. Like, he needs to be playing. We should be seeing him go for 27 points. That's what I want from AG right now. I want him to be playing at the level that he was playing at before he went out with that hamstring or with the calf issue. Michael Porter Jr., same thing. We should be seeing him put up the points that he did tonight. He should be consistently putting those points up. CB should be putting up around 20 points right now. At the level that he's playing at, 20 points, you know, at least 3 steals from him a night would be great. P-Watt needs to be averaging those blocks every single game. We're not getting any blocks from him. We need to have more defense from him. He is our one of the biggest prospects for good defense, and he is not doing a great job right now. He needs to be better. Strother needs to be better. He can't be just putting up 18 points every other game. He needs to be putting up 18 points every game. He needs to be doing defense without fouling. Like, this needs to be like, they need to get rid of those bad habits. It's all about habits, and they need to have better habits right now because they are not doing well. As much as it's great to have a win, they need to be better. That needs to happen, and you can't rely so much on Brody all the time or Jokić. Brody is 35 years old, yo. He can't be carrying the team with energy all the time. This is why I 100% feel this is why he looked slow tonight, and he was very uncharacteristic. Him and Jokić, both throwing the ball out of bounds at times where you're just wondering, like, what the heck is going on? Why did you pass it there? No one was even there. You just turned over the ball. You gave them a chance to come back now. Like, I'm sure it does get very exhausting when you're the only one carrying everything. You're the one that's caring about everything. The rest of the Nuggets need to be better. And they can't just start to ride this high of winning sometimes, because that hurts them. They start to get cocky, and other teams punish them for it. This is a huge thing that I've been talking about. But this was a win. The Nuggets needed this win, and now we have swept the Sixers. Oh, thank God we swept the Sixers while ending our losing streak. Like, let's freaking go. Good vibes now. Let's freaking go. And so now hopefully they can keep adding wins now. And the great thing also with this win is that it kept the padding between us and the Lakers there. As little as it is, it might be super thin. It might be as thin as the padding within Brody's knees right now, but it's there, and we are going to need to ride this going into the All-Star break. We need to win every single game now. There's no, oh, well, we can lose here, we can lose there, or we're going to lose here. No, there's none of that. We need to win every single game now. So what does this win do for the Nuggets? So now we have one win, right? We are now 29-19. We are still sitting in that fourth spot there. I don't know if any of you caught the Grizzlies and Rockets game last night. Oh my God, like that was an intense game. If this was an intense game for sure, but that one was an intense game. And I've already said, I'm actually not a hater of the Grizzlies. I actually kind of dig them. I don't really like how aggressive they came out of the beginning of this season against the Nuggets. They were playing a little too much, and it looked like they were trying to create enemies with us. I don't want to be an enemy with the Memphis Grizzlies. I dig them. And so I was really happy that they got a win. And I was so shocked at like how biased the reffing was on that game, to the point where their coach didn't call a timeout, and yet the ref called a timeout for him. That's freaking crazy, everyone. Like, if you don't know how crazy that is, that's freaking crazy. He didn't call a timeout, and then you almost lost them that game because of that bad call. Like, what would have happened if they had not won? If by somehow then the Rockets were able to, off of that timeout and that reset, get the steal, get a bucket, and then they win. All because of that bad officiating. Like, the NBA needs to investigate some of these officiators. Like, this can't stand. This aggression cannot stand, man. Like, this is so stupid with these refs right now. They have all the power, and there's no, at least us fans, us NBA fans, are not seeing any of the repercussions. If there are any, we're not seeing it. We need to see it. We need to know that calls like this are getting reprimanded for. That was really stupid. So Memphis, if you're a Memphis fan at all, I feel for you. That was horrible, and I'm glad that you guys won. But because they won, they are now 0.5, a half of a game from second seed, and we are now 3 games between us and Memphis, and we are 3.5 games between us and Houston. So a while ago I thought that second seed was out of reach. I think if we are able to win every single game from now until All-Star, and then come out of the All-Star break with our foot on the gas until the end of the season, we can still have a shot at the second seed. This is still obtainable, especially because we still are going to be facing the Houston Rockets themselves a couple more times. So those are 2 games that we definitely need to win, but that's after the All-Star break. So our next games? Our next games are, we have a back-to-back, all right? So tomorrow, the Nuggets are going to be in Charlotte, face the Hornets, who, again, I've said this before, you can't sleep on the Charlotte Hornets. You have to continue to play hard. Despite their seed ranking right now and how many they've lost and won, you can't sleep on them. They are a hard-playing team, and they are only losing by minimal mistakes. So that's one thing. So that's tomorrow. And then our next one after that, I believe, is on Monday. We're facing the Pelicans in Denver. It's a home game. And then we face them again on the 5th. That's another home game, both against the Pelicans. And then we have a back-to-back then. So then on Thursday, the 6th, we're playing the Magic, Orlando Magic, right? And then I believe we play on the 8th, we play the Suns, and that's in Phoenix. And then we play, let's see here, come on, for me, then, and then we play on the 10th, we play the Trailblazers, and we play them at home twice, once on the 10th, once on the 12th, and that's it for this part of the season. Then we go into the All-Star break. Once again, I want to remind you all, I'm going to be live on the All-Star break. I'll be there for the All-Star break practice day on the 15th. So I'm going to go live then, and we're going to have some fun. It's going to be really cool to see the All-Stars in the Golden State area, in the Bay. I'm going to have a lot of fun. Hopefully, see some Jokić, Curry, maybe Jokić dunks on Curry again. That'd be awesome. Crazy that Luka's not going to be in this one. We're not going to get that Luka Jokić bond that we normally are getting, and so that's kind of sad. But Got to put it out there. One thing though I will address that I don't really like, and I understand, but I don't like, is that people saying that Steph Curry doesn't belong in the All-Stars for this season. I totally disagree. One, it's a business. This is a business at the end of the day. You have to understand that this is a business. If you don't have Steph Curry playing in a San Francisco All-Star game, you are going to lose all of those fans. Who came mostly to the All-Star game last year? Pacers fans, right? Most of those events were crowded by Pacer fans. If you take Steph Curry out, you are going to alienate an entire Warriors nation, who is the most profitable team in the NBA. The Warriors are the most profitable. I know how crazy that may seem. It seems like the Celtics are the most popular, but they're not. The Warriors are. So if you take Steph Curry out there, you're not going to get the amount of views that you want. You're not going to get the amount of people, ticket sales. You have to have that. So that's number one. Number two, if you are going to face the facts of Steph Curry's in the Warriors are not at their seed level is not high enough. Okay, let's run with that idea, right? Wemby is a reserve for the All-Stars. Wemby is in the Spurs, who are below the Warriors. So if you're going to talk about seed level, well then maybe Sabonis should be in the All-Stars, because the Kings are actually in the play-in spot above the Spurs. So don't give me that seed level stuff, because Wemby is also in there. So, and Sabonis definitely also deserves to be an All-Star. Like, at the end of the day, it's all very political, and it should count who the fans want in, and it should count who the coaches want in. The rest of it, I don't agree with anyone saying that Curry shouldn't be there, because he definitely should. And especially because it's Steph Curry, y'all. How many times are we going to get to see this? Not very many more times. So let's enjoy it now. He's in there. He's with the LeBron. He's with the Jokić. They're going to have an awesome night, hopefully. And then you can have all the other NBA stars that you want as soon as Curry is out of playing, and once he retires, then you can have whoever you want step into his spot. But he's in there right now, and it is what it is. There's no going back. You're not going to rescind it. Complaining doesn't help it. Let's stay positive and just enjoy that we have another All-Star game to watch with Steph Curry. And also one of the best things I want to look forward to is the three-point contest, because Steph Curry is awesome from there, and it'll be awesome to check him in that contest. So once again, we're gonna go live on the 15th. That's for the the practice day, and it's gonna be fun, So that's pretty much all I got for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe. Share it out to your friends and family. And you've been listening to CS 105.1.